Hey you guys, happy Thanksgiving week. Yes, as you can see, I'm in my full-blown Thanksgiving attire. And you know what? Side note, didn't even realize just how long it's been since I've done one of these. Longer than I even had planned. In fact, I think the most recent one was like the first week of October. So here we are. And if anything, October was craziness for my life. And frankly, it's been a little bit difficult to get back on these videos. And it's not to say that I don't enjoy doing these because I honestly do. But I feel like that personally, I really wanted to be in like the right mindset, just wanted to feel a little bit more like myself. And October was not that. And so I was like, you know what? I just got home not too long ago from doing all the things family Thanksgiving related, clearly. And I was like, you know what? Instead of waiting until next week, instead of waiting until maybe tomorrow, I'm like, you know what? I feel cute. I'm feeling good. Why don't I go ahead and just do this now? And you know what? Non-related at all to this training today. But if you know me, you know me. And we're going to scroll for a little bit. But my thing is that no matter what it looks like, when you're feeling your best self, feeling cute, feeling pretty, just good about yourself, whatever they may look like. Hell, even sometimes, honestly, when I'm rocking like a t-shirt and stretchy pants, yoga pants, whatever, you name it. If I'm feeling good about myself, no matter however we define that, my thing is that I want to capture that, right? And by doing that, I literally will take a couple photos of myself. Seriously, right before doing this training, I took about a handful of photos of just me posing, having fun, not really overthinking it, working different angles and lighting and just having fun. And then I always, y'all, anytime I do take photos, I don't do this every day. I would say at least once or twice a week whenever I'm coming home from running errands or therapy, honestly, or whatever the case may be. If I'm just feeling on myself, feeling good, then I'm like, you know what? I grab the nearest product around me. Current, I try to do current. So for example, just now it was the Senspirations Christmas Cottage. Seriously, it was right beside me. Whole nother story for that, but it was right beside me, and I'm like, you know what? Let's take some photos. So I just did some candid photos. I'm probably going to put a reel together later this evening while I'm chilling and relaxing in the recliner. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I just hope you guys had an incredible Thanksgiving. And if not, that's okay too. Because, it happens. It happens. It does. So yeah, so let's go ahead and dive in. A little bit because I'm on my phone, and so usually I do like to show you guys what's happening in Cincy Land. But just make sure that you go to your workstation dashboard, check your news tab, please, because there are at least 3 or 4 new updates on there as far as products that are going to be released anywhere between not really, I guess, this month, but into December. So make sure and double check that because there are some like things that I'll just say that we can get a hold of as consultants and new releases, things like that. So just make sure you're checking your news tab and you're getting up to speed because there's some really cool and fun things coming out. And if you know anything about Zinziland, I'm sure there's going to be some more things up their sleeve that they haven't quite told us about yet, that's going to be coming out. So just make sure, and I would say at least, if anything, every Thursday at some point, get on your news tab, check it, because that's typically usually about Wednesday or Thursday every week whenever they release all the things. So now that we've got officially the whole turkey Thanksgiving thing behind us, you pretty much want to start having that mindset if you haven't already, going into gift mode, December holiday gift mode. What does that mean exactly? So for me, for example, in my business, this time of year, typically between this week, next week, I will kind of do like an overlook inventory check, things I may have on hand. Doesn't have to be extravagant, but whatever the case may be, even if it's a couple of things, a handful of things. And I make sure, and I like to gift them. I like to, make them look a little prettier by maybe putting a bow on it or putting products in like a little holiday bag. And I love taking photos, whether it's me holding the product, whether it's the product itself, and I'll post it out because I want my customers to know first and foremost that when they think of, when they're thinking about checking off that list for Christmas gifts, when they have maybe like a work party to go to, or everyone usually does like Secret Santa, or let's just say maybe they have that one person on their list that's like really hard to shop for. I want them to think of me, right? Whenever that comes to mind. So whenever they're, finding a person that's hard to shop for, or, like I said, they're, checking off their list, or they have something, someone at work that they need to get something for at the last minute, I want them to think of me. So by doing that, like how I was saying, where you have those couple of products, even honestly, if it's just one product, if it's like a room spray or Scentsy products I use around the house, like we have Scentsy Fresh and Counter Clean, does not have to be brand new. Put a bow on it, or like I said, put it like in a little gift bag, take a photo holding it, take a photo of it, and post it onto your accounts. The reason being is that you're showing and you're giving your customers an example, and you're planting that seed within their mind of, oh, the holidays are coming up, or, we're starting to do our shopping, and you want them to think of you. It's a huge opportunity, honestly, especially this month for your paycheck for December. So if you haven't already had that mindset of, like I said, getting things together for gifts. And here's the thing is you don't even have to have anything on hand. You don't have to have anything in your possession to make it work for you. So for example, if you go to your PWS and you click on the menu, at the very bottom, there is always every year from about November to end of December, there's an option that says like gifting, like gift ideas. And what's really cool about that is that let's just say that you have a customer and they're like, hey, I would love for you to put a get together for my cousin. I have a $30 spending limit. Well, what's really cool about that tab that you're going to go to on your PWS where it says gift ideas is there's actually there's sets. So there's like links set up to where it shows you these products are under this or this price value, and these products under this price value, and so on and so forth. And what I love about that is that if you have a customer that's giving you a budget to work with, you can literally go to that link and everything that's on that link is going to be within their budget. So to me personally, it takes out a lot of the guesswork and it doesn't feel overwhelmed of you having to navigate our entire Scentsy site, which is really awesome. I personally, around this time of year, like to put together gift bundles. I love doing themes like basket themes. So, for example, I literally just had a customer a week or I guess 2 weeks ago. She came to me and she's like, "Hey, Megan, I want to get my Christmas shopping out of the way. I have 3 sisters that I'm shopping for. Is there something that you can do?" I was like, "Girl, I got you." So when my customers tell me that their budget is within at least the minimum of about a $30 to $35 range, I typically, honestly, will go right for the whip box. The reason being is that it takes the guesswork out for me. I'm not gonna lie. I used to not do that. I used to create and get my own things and maybe create my own themes. But this time of year, it seems like this year, I really want to work smarter, not harder. And our whip boxes are bomb. So if your customer's price range is at least within a $30 to $40 range, and don't forget, that's factoring in shipping and tax, unless you're able to get the shipping for free with closing out a party or a group order. Other than that, make sure and factor that in as well. But if that falls in within their price range, by all means, get the whip box. It's so much easier, you guys. The whip box is incredible. As we all know, it has a variety of products in it, and there's always a theme around it too. But it's a lot of fun. And I usually will take everything out of the whip box. This year, I did not actually use the whip box for her. Sometimes I will. This time I didn't, just because I did have like holiday bags already on hand. But let's just say you don't have any holiday bags, baskets. Oh my gosh, I just combined baskets and bags. Anyways, but it's been a day, can you tell? But if you don't have anything like that on hand, then you could literally get some holiday ribbon, get some ribbon, tie it around the whip box, maybe make a little fancy bow. One thing that I personally like to do if it's in your budget is Amazon has incredible links as far as bows for one that are already made up. Lifesaver, y'all. I just ordered these bows that are, it's like a burlap material because I hate, with a capital H, making bows. I feel like my inner OCD tends to come out and I just fidget with them too much and it's just never good enough for me. And so these bows are pre-done and they actually have like string attached to them. So then that way, for example, I can use like a scent circle and I could tie it off on a scent circle and the bows perfect, which is awesome. There's also ready-made tie type bows that are like the fancier I don't want to say that, like the bow itself is like a layered like kind of look. And then what's really awesome is there's these two strings at the bottom. All you have to do is you actually start pulling them apart and it ripples the bow to actually like kind of fold in to create its own little thing. And y'all, talk about another lifesaver. Totally worth it, especially if you're putting baskets together. And honestly, that's baskets for any time of year, not just Christmas. And leading into that, one important thing I want y'all to keep in mind is if this isn't your niche, it's okay. But if you find that you actually like putting together baskets, totally said it backwards. If you like putting baskets together, or if you find yourself just enjoying like gift bundling and all the things this time of year, you can do that all year round, by the way. It does not have to be Christmas. Think wedding, birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, Easter, Mother's Day, Valentine's, etc. And then that way you can channel how much you enjoy what you're doing and perhaps brainstorm and come up with other ideas throughout the year. Let's see. So like I was saying, if you haven't already dove into setting up your business this month to work around all the things like gift bundles, gifting, all that, it's okay because for one, we still have about a week and a half left before the month is done. So there is still time if you want to get in your little extra cushion for your sales, especially for December, because that is our last paycheck for the year, pretty much. And so that's okay because if you're not there, we still got December. Now, keep in mind, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know right now. I have to double check, but I don't know if they've actually like designated the specific. I feel like they have. It may be on the top of like our announcements on dashboard or workstation at the very top. But typically, I feel like that it's usually the cutoff date is normally like December 10th, somewhere around that. December 10th, I bet it's December 10th, maybe the 15th, but I don't know why I want to say the 10th, but somewhere around there. Make sure and double check. Like I said, the very top of our like workstation dashboard, it should have an announcement, but you want to double check to make sure what the cutoff date is to guarantee that your Christmas orders are going to come in time for your holiday gifts. Now, not to say that if your customer or yourself is ordering something and you don't absolutely have to have it for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, don't worry about that because I know there's sometimes confusion when consultants that are newer hear that date and they're like, wait, does that mean that no orders can be placed after this date? No, that's not what that means. It just means that any orders that are placed after said date may not necessarily, it's not guaranteed that it'll arrive in time for Christmas gifts. That's all it is. So if your customers, for example, let's just say whatever the circumstances may be, puts them in a position of not being able to order until like within that date, that cutoff date, or maybe a little after, then you want to make sure and have that conversation and establish that ahead of time before they order and then just let them know. And then if they're okay with it, then, I'm okay with it. That's how I feel. It's like if my customers are okay with it, then I'm okay with it. And when it comes in, it comes in. Now, also take into consideration too, if your customer is shopping for somebody that's perhaps like out of town from where they're at, or maybe even out of state, and they're not going to be seeing them for the holiday season, might want to consider having that order directly shipped to the recipient that's going to receive it as a gift anyways. That's also an option that I like to give my customers, because it's going to be $10 shipping either way, whether it arrives to them, whether it usually arrives to me, or the recipient for the gift. Either way, shipping's getting paid, right? So it's something I like to give as an option to my customers as well. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, make sure and utilize clearance as well. So when you're talking to your customer, and you're getting an idea of, again, like you want to ask questions this time of year, like what their budget is, who are they shopping for? And then narrowing it down, like if they're shopping for somebody and let's just say they're wanting you to perhaps put a gift together for them, then you want to make sure and ask, like, is there anything that they're allergic to fragrance wise? Do you have an idea of like what their style is or what they collect? Are they more, do they like to decorate for Christmas, or do you want to go more towards something that's non-holiday? These are kind of questions that you want to ask, especially if you're, not sure of, which way to go, or if your customers are not really giving you a direction to go in, as far as like what to do with like said gifts. But clearance is awesome, y'all. Especially we'll say now, I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Especially over the next couple of days, I personally offer Black Friday deals to my customers. What I mean by that is that I honestly utilize clearance and all of our bundles, and I turn them and I flip that information and all that's already on our website in a way and offer it to my customers. And it almost makes it look like that I'm offering personal specials for Black Friday, but I'm not, because what I'm offering to them is already on our site. A lot of people, y'all, you would be surprised how many people are not aware that we have bundle options on our site, or clearance at that. So what's really cool is you can say, let's just say that there's like 3 cent circle options on clearance, right? You tally that up and then you can offer that as a special to your customers, because you're technically putting together those. So you could say, in other words, like, you don't want to keep it vague, like 3 cent circles. You could say like 3 mystery cent circles for, and then whatever price it is, totaled up in clearance, things like that. But then also, like I said, all of our bundles. So, with, for example, all of the bundles that we have with the 2 warmers and 6 wax bars, or the 1 warmer and 3 wax bars, that kind of thing. The laundry bundle, the clean bundles, those things our customers just don't know about. And we really want to focus and hone in more on the savings that they're going to get. So in other words, who's holiday shopping, or if you're talking one-on-one to your customer, be like, hey, did you know, I know that you've got a couple people that you're shopping for. If you get 5 bars, I can actually get you 1 for free, which is really cool. Another thing that someone has suggested is, when it comes to, like, for example, the warmer bundles, is to, let's just say you have somebody that's shopping for 2 people. Well, then you could discuss with your customer doing one of the system bundles, where they're going to pick out, depending upon their budget, but picking out 2 warmers and then those 6 wax bars. All right. And then what you can do is you can actually do 2 wax bars per warmer, right, for the recipients that's going to get the gifts. But the last 2 bars, tell your customer, like, hey, keep these 2 for yourself, treat yourself, these are yours, gift and then put the other 2 in the gift bundles for their people. So that's just a thought, because the thing is like, for me, if I'm shopping for somebody, I am all about getting the freebies, y'all. Like, I used to be a sucker for that. Like, with, for example, like the cologne and the perfume holiday packs, if there was something about like a product or something else that was coming with it, if I like upgraded to a bigger size, like cologne or perfume bottle, and I got like a bag with it, or or like what did I get before? I got a beach towel, or what else have I gotten before? I don't know, tons of things. I'm more inclined, right? Because I want that extra. So if someone was to talk to me about upgrading my order, so for example, upgrading and then be like, oh, you're getting this warmer and these 3 wax bars. How about, have you heard of this? And then talk to them about the details of getting and upgrading to the 2 warmers and the 6 wax bars. And you get what I'm saying. Let's see. For me, for example, just kind of in order as far as where my focus is at and talking to my customer base about what's going on our website. My number one focus for sure is the curated bundles on our PWS. If you haven't already seen that, go to your website and check that out. That's actually really cool. And then that's under menu. And I want to say, I think it's under specials. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's under specials, but it's curated bundles. There's actually mostly like wax bar bundles on there. But I think that there's like a pod bundle and maybe a room spray bundle, I want to say. But what's really cool is like they're the bundles that are normally offered on our site. The exception, what they've done is Scentsy is actually taking products that are already on our PWS, already in our catalog, and put them together and put a theme basically with the bundle. So it's pretty much what a lot of us have already been doing in our business personally, but they're taking the guesswork out, which is really cool. And what's really nice is that every month that they've done this so far for like, I think like the last 2 months or so, the bundle themes have been spot on as far as what's trending or what's in relation to like the season or holiday. The next thing that I'm putting more focus on now and next month is definitely the holiday and harvest collection. Those again really just depends on your customer base in itself. So if you're, for example, helping a customer shop for someone else, that's really important. Like I was saying earlier, that you want to ask them like, how are they decorating their house right now? Are they already decorating for Christmas? Some people don't decorate as much for Christmas or at all. Some people skip over, fall and, Thanksgiving altogether. They go right into Christmas. Some people don't decorate at all. I know sometimes my customers really just want me to get something that their people can have like all year round. So those are things it's really important to talk about. Again, just going back to clearance, there's lots of good stuff in there. Don't forget again, the gift option that's on there too. That's actually really cool. And sometimes just suggesting that as well to your customers that want to shop for themselves or just look around on their own. You can literally go to where it has like the gift options and then share that link out with your customers for them to kind of peruse themselves. Let's see. Another thing, just as a little side note that helps me with my customers, I've started doing this more or less like more lately. Is whenever my customer is wanting to just kind of check out themselves and then, get their own products. What I do is I'm like, hey, let me set this up for you on my site. I'm going to send you a link. And what's cool is that I'm taking care of their order. And let's just say that they're wanting to pay with like debit or credit card. So I'm literally bundling and putting everything and getting everything ready and adding it to their shopping cart. But I'm sharing their shopping cart link back to them. And that to me, I've done a couple times the last couple months, and those people have really thanked me for just how much easier and made for them, because they were like, oh my gosh, thank you. I didn't have to navigate your website. I didn't have to look to where to bundle everything. This just took all the guesswork out of it. And it was just like literally the only step that they had to do was pay. And also, I will say for those of y'all that don't have like Venmo, Cash App, Square, all those things, that to me is the simplest way to invoice your customer, is just that. Let's see what else. For me personally, even though I am posting in my VIP group, I'm not really putting a big emphasis or focus at this point on LTOs. Y'all know I say this over and over and over, is that LTOs to me are really just kind of the sprinkle in my business. I don't really want to keep my customers like in the dark. Obviously, I want them to be informed because it is a VIP group and I want them to know like, hey, this is what's new. This is what's happening. But I'm literally just informing them. But I would say the majority of like what I'm like talking about and sharing is almost pretty much like everyday products. So for me right now, like gifting options, I would say I'm focusing more on like car kits. But also like wall fans, pods, mini fans, definitely fragrance flowers. I would say fragrance flowers above anything else. And honestly, I feel like that's really just pretty much about it. Send circles too. I really like talking about this time of year because a lot of my customer base, they do send out like holiday cards or they work with big teams of people where their businesses are sending out holiday cards too. So usually for me, I like talking about send circles because it's a little small way of letting them know like, hey, hi, just want to let you know I'm thinking about you, but it's not going to be like over the top out of budget, especially if they're having to get gifts from more than one person. Um, let's see what else. One thing, if you're not already checking it out, make sure that you are going to your workstation, your dashboard, and looking in and checking up on the planning ahead document. If you're not sure where this is at and you're watching this and you're on Team Faith and Soul, get with me and let me know, like, hey, I don't know where the planning ahead document is. I'm on my phone right now. Otherwise, I would totally flip over and then share my screen with y'all. But I don't think that it's going to allow me to do that right now. But if you're having trouble and you're just not sure where it's at, let me know. Otherwise, I do try to send that out to y'all at least the beginning of the week for the new month, just so you're up to speed of what's new and what's happening. Um, Let's see. Oh, one thing I definitely want to bring to attention because I feel like I don't discuss this enough. Like I feel like every year I really don't like I think about this myself, but I don't discuss it with you guys. Is that it's perfectly normal, by the way, to feel overwhelmed this time of year. And if that's you, I just want to let you know that I see you and I hear you. Because at this time of year, especially between I feel like mid-November until at least mid-December, we get thrown at us all the things. And it seems like there's just so much every year, which is not a bad thing, always a good thing, right? For us to always have like all the things that we can share and talk about. But I feel like specifically this year has been the first time since I've ever been in business with Scentsy where I've been a little bit pickier as far as like what I'm sharing out and with who. So I've really been honing in on whatever LTO collections are coming out. If I have somebody that immediately comes to mind, then I'm like, oh, you know what, Joanne would really like that collection. Or if I'm like, oh, you know what, Brittany's kids would love this, then I'm messaging those people one on one. Other than that, some of the things, like I said, I will honestly just post it real quick, not gonna lie, in my VIP group and address it just so it's out there, but then I move on. I would say this season, I'm putting more or less of my focus on like our main catalog and not as much on LTOs. But it's to each their own. And like I said, it's perfectly natural. It's perfectly normal if you're feeling overwhelmed. If you feel like you need to take a step back and just take a breather for yourself, do what you got to do because I don't want you to get burnt out this season. But on the other hand, you want to make sure and stay up to date in your social media. You want to make sure that you're still constantly present in your social media and just showing up for your customers. And I don't mean like necessarily going out of your way. Like you can literally take a photo as is, even if you're not in the photo, take a photo of your coffee, take a photo of your dog or your cat, take a photo of your tree, take a photo of your decor inside your house, outside your house. Y'all freaking get it. But take photos of your kids, your grandkids, all the things. Even better, bonus, bonus for y'all if you put yourself in your photos, but just showing up and just posting and sharing in social media is going to make sure that you're always planting that seed in the back of your customers' minds, even if they're not getting on social media as often. Let's just say that you posted a photo today, like, hey, happy Thanksgiving. How was it for y'all? Whatever, the case may be, but you're planting that seed and they're seeing you and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot she's a Scentsy consultant, and planting that seed. And like a week later, they're talking to their friend Susan and Susan's like, oh, you know what? Do you know anybody that sells Scentsy? I need to get some flowers from them. And they're like, oh, you know what? My friend, because they remember you posting and sharing and they remember you sell Scentsy. And Yeah. So point being is that just keep being present. I know I talk about that a lot. Just repetition and just showing up through your social media pages. And yeah, just keep showing up because even if your customers are not ordering right now, y'all, it doesn't mean that they've forgotten about you. And as long as you're being consistent, y'all know that's my favorite word. As long as you're being consistent, it'll it'll work out in the end. I promise. Let's see. Just reiterating, pick and choose what you share. Your customer base is going to be different than mine. So, for example, like my customer base, they like Disney, but they're not crazy about it. Okay. So I'll still share all the things of what's coming out. But again, I don't put a big emphasis on that just because that's just my customers. You have to trust your gut instinct, and trust your heart. Know, like, this is what they're really going to like. And especially, like, I'm not going to lie, if you get excited about it and you're ready for it, whatever the case may be, they'll be ready for it because they're going to pick up on what you're putting down. Get creative this season. I know. Get out of your comfort zone. Creating reels is a lot of fun. You literally don't have to overthink it. Just take a bunch of photos. In fact, if you haven't already used the app, I think it's called CapCut. It ties in a lot with TikTok, but like CAPCUT, is a game changer, you guys. Like when I'm feeling lazy with social media and I have nothing up here going on, that sounded funny. But when I don't have anything going on as far as creative juices going, where I'm like, I don't know what to post or I don't know what to do right now. Um, but I still want to show up, right, and be constant in my customers' phones and their computers, right? And I want to show up through social media platforms. CapCut is where it's at because what happens is that this specific app, y'all, people have created to where it literally will have like a theme for your content. Okay. So, like, for example, mine the other day that I did was kind of like a photo dump of your camera roll. And what's so cool is the audio is already attached to it, right? It literally even the I don't want to word this so it's not like as confusing or complicated. The timing of how the reel goes, everything is actually pretty much, just to sum it up, is like preset for you. The only thing you have to do is just simply choose what photos you want to share out, which is cool. So, for example, I did one the other day and it said that I could upload up to 26 photos. So I didn't overthink it. I literally just clicked through a lot of photos of what I've taken, like photos of myself, so that way people can kind of get a sense of like what is it like, seeing through like my vision and like what my eyes capture and what makes me happy, that kind of thing. And what was so cool is the music was already attached to it. So once I uploaded my 20 something photos, it took care of everything else, and then I was able to share it on Instagram, and then I was done. So CapCut, like I said, it's where it's at. And that's, since like that's business and non-business either way. But it's a lot of fun. So, and get your kids, get your grandkids in on it. A lot of them already know about reels and they can help you out. Even if they're behind the scenes, even if they're getting in the videos with you, just have fun with it. Have a good time. Let's see. One thing to take in consideration going into this next month for the holiday season is offering a catalog and testers, maybe in some samples, up to your customers to take with them for the upcoming Christmas season. Um, Work parties as well. Don't overcomplicate it. Like I said, like one catalog, maybe like if you have like try not to do like wax samples, but maybe like a hand soap or lotion. If you don't have samples, it's okay. Just drop like, I would say 4 to maybe 6 testers in a bag with your catalog. That's pretty much about it, unless you want to add anything else in. Make sure obviously that that's labeled so that way they know how to contact you, and let them take it to their work parties. Let them take it to their lunch breaks. Let them take it to, like I said, when they're meeting up for the upcoming Christmas holidays with their friends and family. Um, let's see. One thing that you could suggest to them is, if you're messaging them one-on-one, is saying something along the lines of, why don't we gather some friends and family or coworkers to collect and snacks a 3-pack of wax from. Keep it short and sweet, to the point. Especially if their budget is tight, by the way, keeping it simple. themes can be a lot of fun, especially if you're doing parties online or in person. Consider what your customer loves. I actually have, I think, did I write it over here? Yes. So here's some examples as far as doing in-person or online parties. So one that my friend and I actually did recently at her house is we did kind of like an open house, walk up and shop concept, pop-up shop. So what we did is she actually set up her tent in her driveway, and I combined some of my products with hers, and we set our stuff up for just what we literally had on hand. Didn't go above and beyond, but just what we had on hand. And we set up on a table, and we messaged and called our customers one-on-one. We posted on social media. I want to reiterate that if you decide to do something like this, you can absolutely not, you can't post publicly what you have on hand. You can do it one-on-one. So that's what I did. I actually took a video of what was happening that day, and I messaged all of my customers one-on-one, and I shared that with them. Also, you can post on your pages. You can post if your neighborhood has like a, neighborhood post page, then you can share in there, hey, I'm doing a pop-up shop. Here's my address. If you want to come by and stop by. Now you can say along the lines of, I have specials, comment for more details. I have something along those lines. You just cannot list anything. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's the first option. Another example is pretty much somewhere along the lines of what I just said, but stop and shop. So that's pretty much the same concept. Open house to me is literally like when you are opening your house up to your friends and family. I've done that as well. And in fact, honestly, if you have like maybe 2 or 3 friends that sell something else, or they make t-shirts, or I don't know what else, like they make those like the Yeti cups, the tumblers, or maybe jewelry, anything of that nature, get with them. And in fact, now that I'm saying that out loud, I think I might actually do something like that personally in my own house. I did it a couple years ago, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't charge my friends anything that came and set up with their own stuff that they were selling. I remember the only thing that I did do is I asked them to contribute one item to like our drawing, and anybody who came through got a ticket. And then pretty much like I just picked winners at the end of the day, at the end of like the open house, and everybody got to take something home, which was really cool. And that was a lot of fun. I think I had like light snacks, maybe like I think like iced tea and water. I kept it super simple. But you could do like hot cocoa. You can maybe have like a popcorn, just keep it super simple, or, have other people bring something to share, make it like potluck style. Let's see. You could do a cookie swap. That would be a lot of fun. Everybody brings and bakes, or brings, a set of cookies, maybe a dozen cookies, and then swap, with other people, and you know what I mean? And everybody brings a different type, like their favorite cookie, and then you have all the platters set up around, and then you could have a little table like in your kitchen or your living room, of maybe a couple of Scentsy products for them to smell, or even like your testers displayed on the table with maybe like a catalog. That way it's not solely based on just Scentsy alone, that you're incorporating like community and an experience, but Scentsy just happens to be there as well. Another really cool idea that a consultant shared training that I listened to was you could do a theme where everyone brings a canned good to donate. I thought that was really cool. Bring a friend, receive a premium sample. So a premium sample could be anywhere from a cube of wax to a scent circle to a cont cleanup. You get to decide that. Ugly sweater party. Y'all know that would be right up my alley. But everyone rocks their favorite ugly sweater. You could even, the same thing with like maybe a giveaway with products, like you could choose, everyone votes for like the winner of who has like the ugliest sweater, and then winner takes home like a scent circle, or winner goes home with some kind of prize. You don't even have to do a prize, just everybody show up in their favorite ugly sweater. You can do a sock swap. I thought that was really cute. So everybody brings a pair of socks. I cannot talk tonight, y'all. Everybody brings a pair of socks as a gift and then, swap it out. Let's see. So the main thing is really just when it comes down to is focusing on solving a problem and entertaining. Focus on small price points, creating gifts, creating an experience. But not only solving a problem for somebody, but how can you entertain them? So Scentsy is going to come like within that, right? So it's going to follow, but it doesn't need to be the leading thing. So if you can come up with whoever, like, let's just say that you have somebody in mind to host a party, okay? Whether it's online or in person, you can still have a theme. So let's just go like online, right? Let's go with that and just say like, okay, well, what would you do if you were to ask me like, hey, Megan, if I'm hosting an online party with my friend, how could we come up with a theme if it's online? Well, you could do like everybody wears their favorite hat and you do one night through the week where you Zoom together, you share your favorite Scentsy products, everybody wears their favorite hat. Or again, everybody wears their favorite ugly Christmas sweater, or wear, your Christmas PJs, or your favorite Christmas tea, anything of that nature. You can have fun with it. But the possibilities are honestly endless as far as themes are concerned. And if you're at a loss as far as what themes to do, Pinterest has all the ideas, y'all. Um, let's see. What else? Don't really don't really need to talk about that. Let's see. We already went over that. Lingo is really important. So whenever you're talking to somebody, just make sure that you are reiterating to them like how grateful you are for their support. I'd love to give you some free and half price stuff. All you need to do is share this link with friends. So let's just say that you feel like that whoever you're talking with may not necessarily be maybe in that headspace or that mindset to want to do in home or even online, honestly. But if you've already asked them before and they're like, absolutely not, then message them again and then tell them that, like, I'm so grateful for your support. Honestly, there is like a handful of customers that I plan on doing this with because I've already spoken to them recently, and some of them turned me down as far as hosting parties. Like, y'all, I'm adamant on getting another home party. I've seriously not done an in-home party in like 3 years, which is crazy. Yeah, the first one I did was actually when I first joined. Fun fact. But yeah, just letting them know that you're grateful for their support and you love to spoil them or you love to give them some free and half price stuff. All you need to do is share this link with your friends. That's it. Nothing else. Another thing that I thought was pretty cool that a consultant mentioned in her training was that she had a referral program. So what she does is anybody that refers her to, like, let's just say that either they refer their friend back to her or she's tagged in a post on social media, she'll automatically mail out a Send Circle to that person that either referred or tagged them and then thank them for their order. Or I'm sorry, thank them for the tag. Referrals go a long way, honestly, because if your customer, like, it's not always just about the order, it's not always about the sale. So if your customers are loyal to you, then they will make sure and bless you tenfold by mentioning your name over and over again because you showed them great service. You were, really courteous to them. You went above and beyond. You showed just, whatever the case may be, you made a great impression with them. And because of that, the next time that someone is in need of something, or let's just say, like, I can't tell you how many times my customers, for example, have tagged me on posts when somebody's like, hey, I'm looking for a Scentsy person, or I need a specific Scentsy item. I have customers that tag my name. Now, even if, let's just say that I don't get that order with that person, or I don't really get in contact with them, or whatever the case may be, I still want to thank my customers for thinking of me because they didn't have to, right? They don't have to do that. They chose to do that. So I love to either text them on the fly or I'll send it the little thank you card. Or if I have Send Circles on hand, then I'll mail them a Send Circle. But they know that I love that kind of stuff. And so that's something that just goes a long way. And it's even better, honestly, when they're not expecting something from me. Um, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I don't think I have anything else for you guys. But like I said, oh, and the last thing I wanted to do is I will do a separate training in the next week because I am actually currently working on putting together all the things for my events next month. I have at least 4 events that I can think of in December. So right now, between now and this next week, I'm working on putting everything in sight as a gift bundle to get it ready for the holidays. That's how I roll around here. Like there's literally not one product, y'all, that's not going to be gift bundled, tagged, bagged. Like, yeah, I got to all take care of it all. But whenever I do plan on doing a separate training just to show you examples of what all of that can look like. And like I said, don't overthink it. If it's not in your budget, y'all, don't even worry about it. A little bit goes a long way, even if it's just basic. I wish I had it with me right. Oh, I could just use this as an example. I got this off of Amazon, but even if it's just one main roll of like ribbon that you can curl, honestly, not even gonna lie, something like that, hands down, goes a long way. You can easily find through Google, or if you're like me and use Canva, Canva is really good, but you can do Google too and look for gift tags on there and print out multiple ones to a page. I've done it on cardstock and computer paper. Honestly, I'm normally too lazy to do that. So I'll go either the Amazon or the dollar store. They have really cute gift tags. Even like the sticker gift tags, y'all, things like that just go a long way with customers. Um, but yeah, well, like I said, this season going into December is definitely the season of gift giving. And like I said, whether you're using what you have on hand already or you're utilizing the bundles and you're utilizing clearance, make it happen, y'all, because January, I wouldn't say is going to be like slow, but if you're new to Scentsy Land, it's a little bit different. And to me, it's like, I don't know about y'all, but I want to make sure I'm not going to kill myself this season, but I feel like that I still want to remain studying my business and I still want to work it in a way that I'm not leaving anything on the table. And I really want to make sure that I'm setting myself up for the most successful December that I can. And honestly, that's why, on a side note, that I have at least 4 events so far booked because I know that my customers by December, at least, honestly, by I would say at least after the second week of December, they're done with shopping. Like they'll trickle in here and there, needing maybe those last minute gifts. But as far as like the heavy buying, they pretty much already done. So that's why I say it's important to um, now start putting yourself out there. And even if they're not ordering and buying right now, at least you're planting that seed within their brain. So then in the next week or two, you're at the top of their mind. Because I don't know about you, but if somebody's out there that can make my life easier with their Christmas holiday shopping, and I don't have to get outside and bundle up and change clothes and have to freaking people and deal with all the mall craziness and shopping and traffic and yeah, you get it. Then if someone can help me out with that and make sure that I get my list taken care of and I can literally like do it from my house and then help me out that way, amen. I'm right there. I'm here for it. So if you have any questions, otherwise, just let me know. Reach out, let me know. And like I said, in the next week or so, I promise I will definitely do a separate training and just kind of an idea of what you can do with gift bundling. It's not really that complicated. I know that's honestly easier said than done. Because I have a Scentsy friend of mine and she's like, that's not for me. She doesn't enjoy doing it. She doesn't like it. She's like, I would much rather just copycat what somebody else is doing or have them, do it for me. In that way. But y'all, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love doing it. But anyways, I feel like I've talked y'all's face off enough. I hope y'all have an incredible rest of your week. And hopefully y'all, like I said, hopefully y'all had a good turkey day. And if not, it's okay. because in a couple hours it's almost over with. Um, but I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. I will talk to y'all later. And again, if you're on, honestly, even if you're watching this, if you're on my team or not, and if you have any questions about anything, let me know. But I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day.